Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're embarking on an exciting journey through the timeless wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita. This ancient Indian text has inspired millions around the world with its profound spiritual insights. So let's dive in. The Bhagavad Gita, often referred to as the Gita, is a 700-verse Hindu scripture that is part of the Indian epic Mahabharata. It is a conversation between Prince Arjuna and the god Krishna, who serves as his charioteer. This conversation takes place on the battlefield just before the Kurukshetra war, where Arjuna is filled with moral dilemma and despair about fighting in the war. Key teachings. The Gita addresses the concepts of duty, righteousness, and paths to spiritual enlightenment. It teaches us how to handle challenges and make decisions that are in line with our higher purpose and spiritual growth. Did you know that the Bhagavad Gita is not just a religious book, but also a spiritual guide that's relevant to people of all backgrounds? It doesn't promote any religion, but it encourages a way of life that leads to spiritual growth and self-realization. Now let's explore some life-changing quotes from the Bhagavad Gita and discuss their meanings. For example, change is the law of the universe. You can be a millionaire or a pauper in an instant. This quote reminds us of the transient nature of life and encourages us to be adaptable. So, let's dive in. Happiness derived from a combination of the senses and the sense objects is always a cause of distress and should be avoided by all means. This quote reminds us that true happiness comes from within, not from external sources. That person realizes peace who, relinquishing all desires, exists without craving and is unidentified with the mortal ego and its sense of mindness. This quote encourages us to let go of our desires and ego to achieve inner peace. Anyone who is steady in his determination for the advanced stage of spiritual realization and can equally tolerate the onslaughts of distress and happiness is certainly a person eligible for liberation. This quote teaches us the importance of determination and resilience in our spiritual journey. The impermanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from a sense of perception, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. This quote reminds us that just like seasons, happiness and distress are temporary, and we should learn to remain undisturbed by them. Destruction of the evil will happen, for the protection of the good, for the destruction of the evil and the establishment of Dharma, righteousness. I will be born from age to age. When a person longingly dwells on sense objects, an inclination is generated towards them. The preference further develops into a desire, and desire results in anger. Whenever evil mounts or the operations of the increase of the evil and devastates humanity, God comes into the picture and rescues the evil by killing the evil and re-establishing peace and serenity. God may appear in different forms, as an incarnation or a devotee. You have all the rights to perform the duties that are prescribed to you, but you are anyhow not entitled to the fruits of your actions. Never be attached to the operation or action, and never consider yourself as the cause of the result of your activities. Happiness is a state of mind, and has nothing to do with the external world. Free from all thoughts of I and mine, a man finds absolute peace. The soul is neither born nor does it ever die, nor having once existed does it ever cease to be. The soul is without birth, eternal, immortal, and ageless. It is not destroyed when the body is destroyed. We're kept from our goal not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal. A person can rise through the efforts of his own mind, or draw himself down in the same manner, because each person is his own friend or enemy. Change is the law of the universe. You can be a millionaire or a pauper in an instant. Man is made by his belief. As he believes, so he is. We're kept from our goal not by obstacles, but by a clear path to a lesser goal. The soul is neither born nor does it ever die, nor having once existed does it ever cease to be. The soul is without birth, eternal, immortal, and ageless. It is not destroyed when the body is destroyed. Selfish action imprisons the world. Act selflessly without any thought of personal profit. Live a well-balanced life. It will bring peace. Whatever happened, happened for the good. Whatever is happening for the good. Whatever will happen, will also happen for the good. The peace of God is with them whose mind and soul are in harmony, who are free from desire and wrath, who know their own soul. The self-controlled soul who moves among sense objects, free from either attachment or repulsion, he wins eternal peace. Always perform your duty efficiently and without attachment to the results, because by doing work without attachment one attains the supreme. Whatever you do, make it an offering to me. The food you eat, the sacrifices you make, the help you give, even your sufferings. It is better to live your own destiny imperfectly than to live an imitation of somebody else's life with perfection. One who has conquered the mind has already attained God, because he has attained peace. For such a person, happiness, sorrow, cold heat, and honor, disgrace are the same. Charity that is given to a needy person without hesitation, considering it a duty, is considered virtuous. According to the Bhagavad Gita, there are 3 gates to hell: lust, anger, and greed. One who eats a lot or eats less, one who sleeps more or less, can never become a yogi. I am situated in the heart of every living being as the Supreme Soul. As soon as one desires to worship a deity, I establish his faith so that he may worship that particular deity. Anger creates confusion. Delusion confuses the intellect. When the intellect is confused, logic is destroyed, and when logic is destroyed, a person falls. The great man who gives up all the desires of the mind and remains happy in himself is called a pure intellect. The man who is not disturbed by happiness or sorrow and has equanimity in both is definitely eligible for liberation. Just as a man discards old clothes and dons new ones, similarly, the soul discards old and useless bodies and dons a new physical body. The man who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is the wisest of all men and remains in the divine state even while engaged in all kinds of actions. One who neither longs for the fruits of action nor hates the results of action is known as a sannyasi or monk. A man can become whatever he wants if he constantly meditates on the desired thing with faith. For one who has conquered the mind is the best friend. But for one who has not been able to do so, the mind will remain the worst enemy. We'd love to hear your thoughts on these teachings. Which quote resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. That's it for today's video. We hope these quotes from the Bhagavad Gita inspire you and help bring positive changes in your life. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.